Marcus Chun had always been unremarkable. At the Galactic Defense Academy on Kepler 442b, he was just another human cadet among the elite species of the galaxy. The towering Krathri with their chitinous armor and razor claws. The swift Vexani with their hyper-developed neural networks. The massive Gorlek whose hide could deflect plasma bolts. Marcus was ordinary. Another human washout, sneered Kriegstall, a Krathri cadet whose mandibles clicked with amusement. Your species shouldn't even be here. Soft skin, slow reflexes, pathetic bite force. Marcus said nothing, focusing on his combat simulation scores. Dead last, again. The holographic Nexus Stalker, an apex predator from the Andromeda Spiral, had torn through his defenses in under 30 seconds. Around him, alien cadets achieved kill times measured in minutes, some even managing to wound the digital beast. Commander Vorth, a grizzled Gorlak veteran, addressed the class with his characteristic growl. Tomorrow we deploy to Research Station Omega-7. Real mission, real stakes. A pack of actual Nexus stalkers has overrun the facility. The scientists are trapped in the lower levels. The elite cadets straightened with predatory anticipation. Nexus stalkers were legendary 12 feet of muscle, bone spikes, and evolutionary. Perfection. They had never been successfully hunted by any known species. Most encounters ended with entire military units classified as missing in action. Chun, Commander Vorth's yellow eyes fixed on Marcus. You'll monitor communications. From the ship, Marcus nodded, trying to hide his relief. Another bench assignment for the weak human. The research station hung in space like a wounded animal, its hull scarred by massive claw marks. As the dropship approached, even the fearless Krathri seemed subdued. Long-range sensors detected 7 Nexus stalkers prowling the corridors, their heat signatures moving with lethal grace. Remember, Vorth commanded as the strike team prepared to disembark. These creatures have eliminated 3 galactic marine units. Stay in formation, watch your corners. An explosion rocked the station. Emergency lights flickered as a new heat signature appeared on sensors massive, moving with impossible speed. 8 contacts now, Marcus reported from the communications. Bay, something big just breached the reactor level. Through the comm channels, Marcus listened as the strike team advanced. The elite cadets moved with textbook precision, their enhanced senses and natural weapons ready. For the first hour, they encountered only empty corridors and the occasional terrified scientist. Then the screaming started. Contact! Nexus Stalker, Corridor 7. Kriegstall's transmission cut to static. 2 more from the ventilation shafts. A Vexani cadet shrieked. They're coordinating! They're actually... The comm went dead. Marcus watched in horror as heat signatures winked out one by one. The elite cadets' apex predators in their own right were being systematically eliminated. Within 20 minutes, only Commander Vorth remained, pinned in the station's central hub with 5 surviving scientists. Chun, Vorth's voice was strained. The extraction point is compromised. We need someone to reach the emergency beacon in Section C and call for evacuation. Marcus stared at the tactical display. Section C was crawling with Nexus. Stalkers. It was a death sentence. Sir, I'm just a cadet. I'm not even armed properly. You're what we have, son. Marcus Chun had never thought of himself as brave. As he sealed his standard-issue environmental suit and checked his basic plasma sidearm, he wondered what his instructors back on Earth would think. Probably that he was about to prove every stereotype about human weakness. The station's corridors were a charnel house. Marcus stepped carefully around the remains of his classmates, fighting down nausea. These had been the best warriors the galaxy could produce, and they'd been shredded like paper. A sound echoed through the darkness. The distinctive bone-deep growl of a Nexus stalker. Marcus froze, pressing himself against the bulkhead. Through the shadows, he saw it. 12 feet of muscle and bone spikes, its 6 eyes scanning methodically. An evolutionary masterpiece designed for killing. The creature's head turned toward Marcus's hiding spot. It had caught his scent. But Something strange happened. The Nexus Stalker's aggressive posture changed. Its bone spikes lowered. Its predatory stance shifted to something Marcus had never seen in the training video's uncertainty. The creature's nostrils flared, analyzing his scent more carefully. Then, impossibly, it took a step backward. Marcus held his breath. In the Academy's xenobiology classes, they'd learned that Nexus Stalkers had no concept of retreat. They were apex predators, the end result of millions of years of evolutionary warfare. They didn't back down from anything. Yet this one was backing away from him. Marcus began to understand. Slowly, he stepped out of the shadows. The Nexus Stalker 6. Eyes locked onto his, and Marcus saw something he'd never expected to see in a perfect killing machine recognition. Not of him personally, but of what he represented. The creature knew what humans were. Marcus thought of Earth's evolutionary history, how his ancestors had systematically hunted megafauna to extinction, had turned wolves into pets, had climbed to the top of the food chain, not through claws or fangs, but through persistence, intelligence, and an absolute refusal to give up. Humans weren't the strongest or fastest predators in their ecosystem. They were something far more dangerous. They were the species that never stopped hunting. The Nexus Stalker lowered its head and slowly moved aside, clearing the path to Section C as Marcus walked past the galaxy's most feared predator. He finally understood why the other species had seemed so uncomfortable around humans at the Academy. It wasn't because humans were weak. It was because they recognized the real apex predator when they saw one. Marcus activated the emergency beacon and watched as galactic fleet vessels appeared on the horizon. Around him, the remaining Nexus Stalkers had retreated to the station's outer sections, suddenly reluctant to engage. Commander Vort's voice crackled over the comm. Chun ... how did you... Just instinct, sir, Marcus replied, watching the evacuation ships dock. Sometimes the predators know who they're really looking at. As the rescue team secured the station, Marcus Chun, no longer just a cadet from Earth, stood among the shadows and finally understood his place in the galaxy. Not as the weakest link, but as a reminder of what happened when evolution produced something that simply refused to be prey. The Nexus Stalkers had learned what every creature on Earth already knew. Humans weren't just another species trying to survive. They were the species that had never learned how to quit. Asterisk.